Hello.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Backlot.
Oh! Ow! That was hot. Stop talking. Let's talk about The Way of Water.
The Avatar movie.
The Way of Water currently has 78% on Rotten Tomatoes and an 8.1% out of 10 on IMDb.
And if you're wondering, it is the sequel to the 2009 Avatar movie by James Cameron.
It is currently underperforming at the box office. I didn't really love this movie. I just didn't love it. James Cameron, you made me sit through 3 hours and 12 minutes of this plus 30 minutes of trailers. I expected more. I was very underwhelmed compared to the first movie. Personally, I don't think the first movie ever needed a sequel, and I will stand by that. I don't think it ever needed a sequel. There's a lot of movies out there that just don't need sequels, and but with the way that the industry is currently, it's just like sequel. I don't think Avatar ever needed a sequel. I didn't hate the movie. There were good things about it.
The movie was good. It was okay.
Was it good or was it okay?
I liked it and it was good and okay. It was a very average movie.
Yeah. You should know going into this movie that for some odd reason, they decided to film parts of this movie in 48 frames per second, meaning that there's a lot less motion blur, and you might hear that sentence and think, oh, that's a good thing, but it's not, because you watch it and it's almost like watching a cutscene from a video game. Like it is just not. Higher frame rates are just not meant for that kind of thing. Like it just like it messed with my brain the entire movie. It threw me off. It was just like, no.
Yeah, it was not good. I would have rather have seen it at 24 frames per second. It would have felt more real and more live-like. For those of you who don't know, you see individually, you the viewer see in real life 24 frames per second. That's why movies seem so real. It's the same amount of motion blur that your eyes take in. So 48 frames per second is just a little bit more movement and a little bit less motion blur. It's not quite 60 frames per second, and that's why it's so unnerving to the human eye, or at least to us specifically. But you may notice it. It does carry like a video game in some scenes.
The visuals were really good for the most part. I'm not saying the cinematography was good. We've talked about this before. We're going to talk about this a lot on this channel. The good cinematography and good visuals are not often the same thing. There's nothing wrong with good visuals. Sometimes good visuals are just good visuals and you can appreciate them for what they are. But this was just like an entire movie filled with just good, cool visuals. Like that's all it was. And there were several parts where it was like, it felt like I was watching a PS3 game. Like a cutscene from a PS3 game.
I thought the CGI was good at times. Through most of the movie, it was stellar, but there were definitely scenes where I was like, okay, that does not look good. But the Na'vi people themselves, for I'd say the most part, 100% of the movie looked fine.
I think it was just way too similar to the first movie.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a carbon copy, but like underneath the surface, it was kind of. Overall, I just thought this movie was kind of the not poorly written, but the writing was just kind of amateur in like both aspects of like story writing. It was just kind of like, and then like dialogue, like specifically, it was just kind of like, Sam Worthington's voice is silky smooth. The movie just didn't feel like very cohesive. Like it just didn't feel. It just felt like a bunch of events just kind of like happening. Yeah. There was one moment in particular, maybe like 2 hours into the movie, that finally made me go, okay, this isn't bad. Like this scene made me feel something.
I would still go see the movie.
Yeah.
Like we're not saying that it's a piece of trash garbage movie that you shouldn't go watch.
As always, by all means, watch our content, but form your own opinions, because at the end of the day, cinema is subjective.
Definitely go watch it. Give it a viewing. Go support student theaters. Theaters need money.
Theaters do need money.
So go to the theater.
Go to the theater.
Enjoy the movie. Buy some popcorn. Or don't. Maybe an icy. Maybe some candy. Maybe not. Maybe just buy water. Or not.
Take your mom. Take your dad.
Buy some chocolate.
Take your dog.
Your pet gerbil. Hide him in your coat pocket.
Take your pet turtle.
Just try it. You never know what'll happen. You have a bird? Perfect movie for birds. They'll go crazy. Go to the movies. But if you go to the AMC, bring earplugs and close your eyes when Nicole Kidman comes on screen. Because my goodness,
Take care.
boycott Nicole Kidman.
Boycott Nicole Kidman, AMC ad.
I give the movie a 3.5 Sam Worthingtons out of 5.
I gave this movie a 3 out of 5.
My Jake!
My Jake!
My Jake!
My Jake!
Jake! My Jake!
Thank you guys for watching, and we're the Backlot.
Alright, I'm gonna go take a nap now.